You see all those cars that have the sticker tires on them missed the field. Gary Bradbury, Jay Sauter, Stacy Compton, all those drivers were here, did not make the field tonight. But you see a lot of these drivers have sticker tires. Only the top 10 cars have their tires impounded. So if you qualify out of the top 10, you do not have to start on the tires you qualified on. And tonight, the tires being an unusual jar, they might have waived that rule. Here they go.
Green flag is waved, and the Miller 400 is underway, and Mark Martin with a nice jump from the pole position gets out ahead of Jeff Gordon and the others. His lead is not going to last long. Jeff Gordon and Jeff Burton have both jumped ahead now of Mark Martin as Mark goes back to third.
We can see that outside groove is working very well here at the Richmond International Raceway. Ernie Irvan, the Texaco car, trying to go on the outside. See Derek Cope, the 12 car, just the nose of his car. He's trying to do it on the outside.
This is 12th, 13th, 14th, and 15th side-by-side racing.
Ken Schrader's the guy that's on the move in the Budweiser Chevrolet. He started 11th and now trying to take over the 7th position. He's got on the inside, the inside groove's working for him. Now he moves down on the inside of Nemechek, trying to take that position.
Had to get off the accelerator a little bit out of turn number 2 when Joe got a little sideways and halted the momentum for the moment, but now Schrader once again on the gas on the inside of Nemechek.
And Elliott's on the inside, on the outside. Now he'll try to follow Schrader by on the inside. Riding along with Bill Elliott in the McDonald's Ford.
So Schrader takes over the 6th position.
A battle of the burgers. Burger King and McDonald's going at it on the racetrack. It's an old-fashioned food fight like we used to have in college, BP.
Well, speak for yourself. There we see that they have it settled. The 25 car, Schrader, is in front of Nemechek, and now Elliott falls behind, and Dale Jarrett. Now, a lot of the cars, most of the cars are in single file.
There's Derek Cope, one of those that we're looking for to do well here as perhaps a bit of a dark horse. He's in 13th right now.
See Kyle Petty, the 90 car going on the inside of Trickle, and there goes Labonte.
He's in very heavy traffic, but trying to make his way up through on the inside. Kyle Petty moves around Dick Trickle. There's Sterling Marlin, car number 4, caught up on the outside. Kenny Wallace tries to go by him, but Terry Labonte gradually picking his way on up through. He's already up to 19th.
Whoa! We have Michael Waltrip sideways coming off the corner. There is Ward Burton now, who's just taken the position away from Bobby Labonte.
Puts him up to 3rd. And there we see, once again, Kenny Wallace of Square DTIC and Sterling Marlin and Earnhardt trying to figure out, who do I follow? Here comes Jimmy Spencer trying to get on the outside of Earnhardt.
Waltrip coming to the inside of Spencer. And Ken Schrader continues to march forward, now takes over the 5th spot.
Boy, his race car is good right now.
And Terry Labonte and Dick Trickle are in a battle also. That's for 18th position.
That's another of the Hendrick Chevrolets, Terry Labonte. Ken Schrader, of course, is Stu. And the 24 car, the other one in the Hendrick stable, is out front. So all of them seem to be working very well here tonight.
Derek Cope and Ted Musgrave are wheel to wheel for 12th position. There is just racing all over this 3/4 mile D-shaped oval here in the early going. That's Todd Bodine following those 2 cars in a different paint scheme this weekend. And Ernie Irvan Irvan goes to the inside of Bobby Hamilton, who had such a good run here in the spring. And that is the 16th, or rather the 11th position.
So evidently that big change that Jerry Punch talked about on the 28 car is paying off for them. Ernie was not that good in practice this afternoon, or at least not on my stopwatches, but 4 springs and a lot of other changes sometimes can make a big difference.
Now Musgrave is going to try to go by Hamilton on the outside, and that's going to certainly impede the progress of the 12 of Derek Cope. Now he'll have to pull up and follow on the outside.
Spencer, Earnhardt, Ricky Craven all running together.
The last time we saw Spencer, he was trying to get by Earnhardt on the outside.
Here comes Rick Mast behind Spencer, and now the battle is for second position as Mark Martin has come back up to challenge Jeff Burton. You can see ahead there, Jeff Gordon, and there's the pass for position.
And Mark makes it look easy. Well, it was easy, folks, because it's early on. 386 laps to go. Don't wreck them now.
Sounds like that was his teammate he just passed.
And now up ahead, you see the interval between Mark Martin and the leader of the race, Jeff Gordon. Jeff Burton is third, Ward Burton fourth, Schrader is fifth. Welcome back to Richmond International Raceway here in Richmond, Virginia. Winston Cup tonight, tomorrow afternoon at 1 o'clock. It's the Autolite Platinum 250 Busch Grand National race that was postponed from Friday night. No problem with weather here. In fact, since I arrived on Friday afternoon, the weather's been beautiful. They have plenty of seats available for tomorrow's race, so come on out if you can, if you're within driving distance. If not, watch it live on ESPN at 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. Well, some cars are really going at it out there. Here's Joe Nemechek and others. Dale Jarrett and Bill Elliott have been battling for this spot for several laps now for the 8th position.
And you see Rusty Wallace. He's looking on the inside of Jarrett. Pulls up. He's up to the door. No, and Jarrett drives away as he comes off the corner.
It seems like coming off of the corner, that high groove is the best. You get down on the inside, you get pinched down, and you just can't get the angle that you need coming off the turn.
Rusty expressed a lot of confidence to Dave Despain in NASCAR today prior to this event, saying that this is the second car that the team has built from the ground up. It's the PC2, and he's very confident that it could carry him to victory tonight. Here's a Napa field summary showing you where your favorite driver is with the numbers in parentheses indicating the starting spot.
Once you look at Terry Labonte, he's already up to 15.
Yep.
Started back in 24th position. He's passed some awfully good race cars.
Now Bill Elliott, McDonald's car, gets under the Burger King car and will take that spot away. Dale Jarrett in 88, the blue car, is going to try to follow. And Rusty Wallace says, I think that's the best groove. Let me follow Mr. Jarrett through.
Oh, Rusty slides up a little, huh?
Yes, he did. He drove in so hard to try to get on the back bumper of Dale Jarrett that he slid up the racetrack.
Almost opened the door for Ernie Irvan.
And Derek Cope is still trying his hardest to get by Ted Musgrave.
And now Rusty to the inside of Nemechek and going for the position. He's got it. He's up to 9th.
Here comes Ernie Irvan trying to take over the 10th position. Nemechek's car right here coming off this turn is where he's getting hurt the most. He's just not getting off turn 2. And you see that group coming up behind him. Terry Labonte is among them. Boy, that Kellogg Chevrolet is on the move.
And Kyle Petty, the Coors Light Pontiac, is not doing too badly either.
Well, he started back in 19th place, so he's coming right along.
Elsewhere on the racetrack, there's Ricky Rudd, Morgan Shepherd, Jeremy Mayfield in the 37, Robert Presley in the 33, Darrell Waltrip in 17, and Hut Strickland in car number 8. And Hut has picked up a few positions now. He's up to 35th after taking one of the provisional starts.
There we see Jeremy in his new ride. And Bubba Presley is trying his best to get by.
You know, I think that's a good idea. It was announced earlier, or it was speculated earlier, that these two drivers would switch at the end of the year. Why not do it right now? Let them get some experience and go at it full tilt next year.
I think that's a very good idea because neither one of the teams are really going any place right now, so why not use the rest of the year as a testing procedure for you?
Labonte to the inside now of Nemechek, and here comes Kyle Petty in the 42 Coors car. And now we go up and see what Dale Jarrett is doing, and he's to the inside of Bill Elliott. These two guys have really been going at it. This is for 7. Oh, a little contact there off at 2.
Yeah, we mashed on McDonald's nose on that one, didn't we?
But you don't have the angle like Rusty on the inside of Jarrett a little while ago. You get down, you get pitched down on that inside. It makes it awfully tough to get on that accelerator and come off the corner the way that you really need to.
Well, Jarrett finally does clear Bill Elliott. Now Rusty Wallace will try to do the same thing, and Elliott slips up, and there goes Rusty. Ernie Irvan, I'm sure, will try to follow along. On the left, the scoring pylon on the left will tell you where the cars are currently running. The leader is Jeff Gordon, Mark Martin, Jeff Burton, Ward Burton, and Kenny Schrader. That's the top 5.
Jeff Gordon is basically checked out on the rest of the field with a rather substantial lead at the moment over Mark Martin and Jeff Burton.
Yeah, but Mark Martin has closed in a little bit on him, Bob. He's now about 15 or 20 car lengths behind Jeff Gordon as we watch Rusty continue to try to get around Bill Elliott. There again, he just is not able to get the angle in the corner that he needs so he can get the traction. He needs to come off all the way up next to the wall to get maximum traction coming off the turn. And, of course, Bill's out there and he can't do that.
1.2 seconds between Gordon and Martin, and 6.5 separate Gordon from the 5th place Ken Schrader.
And Ernie takes a look on the inside of Bill.
Whoa. Got the left side tires down under that yellow line there for just a moment. Now he's going to take another run at him, down in 1 and 2.
That side groove works pretty well.
And already you can see the brakes glowing, Benny.
Yeah, look at the right front.
And we have a crash involving Chad Little and John Andretti in the 98
Grab your
car.
gear if you can.
Our first incident of the evening brings out the first caution flag on lap number 37, and some heavy damage to Chad Little.
Yeah, they'll probably be able to fix the damage, but he has certainly got some damage, no doubt about that. And how they're going to put gasoline in the car.
That'd be their biggest challenge.
Yes. Let me see, he's going laps down, a lap down to the leader.
So Fred and Barney are shedding a few tears here, I would think, now because of the way this thing looks. The Cartoon Network car is damaged pretty badly, and we can get an idea of what happened from Mark Martin's on board.
You can see they got together up there just starting off turn 2, and Mark sort of threaded his way through on the outside.
He chose the right path, going high and missing the accident involving Little and Andretti. Now let's see the pit work as those on the lead lap come in, and I guess that includes all but 2 now. The 2 that crashed lost a lap, but everybody else comes in. And Bill Weber, we're going to throw it to you.
Well, Mark Martin and his teammate Jeff Burton are pitted directly behind one another. First, it's Mark in the Valvoline 4. This will be a 4-tire change and fuel. They scrub the windshield. Mark wants a set of tires just like the set he had on. He called it a loose set. Jeff Burton's car, they've told him time and time again, Buddy Parrott to Jeff Burton, save the tires, save the tires. We don't need to be racing right now. Standard 4-tire changes here to Jerry Pine.
Likewise, Jeff Gordon wants exactly the same 4 tires he had on the car. Martin and Burton are out. Gordon left side tire. They pull the jack. He is down and away. Here goes Burton. Here goes Martin. That's the first 3. Jarrett, Rusty, Bobby Labonte, calling the line.
Everybody out quickly from the pit stop. The 81 car of Kenny Wallace is being pushed down pit road. We'll resume the action here at Richmond in a moment. It's lap 41 and the first caution is out here at Richmond. An incident down in turn number 1. John Andretti and Chad Little, and BP analyze this thing for us.
Well, first of all, we pick it up as the cars are spinning. There we see John Andretti, the red 98. And stop it for just a second. Stop. Look at the leader, Jeff Gordon, and the second place car, Mark Martin. They are going directly into the crash. What do they do? Let's roll the tape forward and we'll see that Gordon goes under these cars, and Mark and Jeff Burton decide to go on the outside. But all of them were able to get through unscathed.
Just a 2-car crash, and John Kernan is with Chad.
A lot of rear-end damage to the Cartoon Network Chevrolet, and Chad Little has climbed out of the car after bringing it into the garage area. And Chad, what happened?
Dino's bone got crunched. We needed a caution real bad, but I didn't want to be the caution. Just Andretti got in the back of me, but we were bad. We were pushing really bad, and I was having to just park the car in the corners. We needed a pit stop to make a good adjustment. We just were waiting for that, but we'll get back out there and make some laps for the Cartoon Network and all the Diamond Ridge people.
All right, Chad Little in the garage. Let's go to Bill Weber.
Kenny Wallace sits on pit road, broken throttle, hood is up. Gil Martin and the crew working on it as the green comes out. Jerry Punch.
As they restart the race here on lap 44, just before the caution flag, NASCAR noted smoke out to the left rear of the 18 car. Now, too many make cars when they thought it was a tire rubbing. Unfortunately, when they changed tires, it was not a tire rubbing. They don't know what the problem is, so they're going to be watching it very, very closely.
Bobby Labonte caught up high. Dale Jarrett below him. Now Rusty Wallace and Ken Schrader, all their 3 abreast, going to the corner.
Oh, man. Thank God for brakes. There we saw the smoke out of the back of the 18 car.
Man, oh, man.
And Earnhardt, there is Dale Earnhardt, the Goodrich Chevrolet, trying to make some progress on the outside of Ernie Irvan and Terry Labonte.
Well, Labonte and Earnhardt both made great pit stops. They were heading towards the front, but they gained a lot of positions on that pit stop.
The 81 car of Kenny Wallace was on pit road for several laps. He's lost 5, but is back out there. Earnhardt and Terry Labonte now battle for position for 8th spot. Ernie Irvan watching, so is Bill Elliott. There's a Napa field summary again.
Terry Labonte just Dale Earnhardt. All right, go ahead. Now, Ernie Irvan said, well, that was easy. I think I'll try. But now he can't get on the outside. He's going to try it on the inside of Labonte. That's Irvan, the 28 car, the Texaco car. Terry Labonte, the 5, the Kellogg.
Oh, something happened to Ernie.
Just all of a sudden, the car quit running, it looked like.
Yeah, just he went into the corner, down on the inside, and it just looked like it quit.
Now it's up to speed, it looks like.
Maybe ignition. Could be ignition. He switched over to the other box.
In any case, he lost a lot of positions.
And again, Bob Jenkins told you earlier, that's Todd Bodine in the 27 car, a different paint job than last week.
Ernie dropping all the way back to 20th position.
Wow,
that's
they're
how much.
battling for 9th.
Yep. What happened, Doc?
You guys ought to pick the lottery. You're pretty good at guessing. Ernie had an ignition problem, reached up and flipped the switch. The car shut off. Now he's on the backup ignition, and it's running fine.
Lost a lot of positions, though. Boy, that's a lot of space to get back.
And we can see already that passing these cars are so fast anymore. The competition is so critical to get past these other cars. It's so difficult because of the competition. You fall back to 20 spots, it's going to take him the rest of the night to get back up front.
Battle for 5th. Rusty Wallace is 5th. Ken Schrader 6th. And Labonte and Earnhardt have found each other again.
You know, Earnhardt passed Labonte a couple of laps ago and was clear of him. And I guess Labonte says, okay, I'm faster than you are. I'm going to try to pass you back. Not able to do it.
All right, Ward Burton pitted twice under that caution. Jerry, what was the deal there?
Well, Bobby was in the top 10 when he came in. Now he's about 35th or 36th spot. They put 4 tires on. He left pit road and had a vibration. They came back in and changed 4 more tires and found out they had an equalized tire on one of the ones they initially put on.
And you talk about giving up track position. I mean, that was tough because he was in the top 10 even after his first pit stop, and then now is being shown in 36th position.
Last car on the lead lap. We've got Dahlin back and Andretti a lap down. Kenny Wallace 5 laps down, and the 29 of Chad Little is being shown out of the competition.
And this battle still rages on between Labonte and Earnhardt. Looks like Labonte finally has been able to get by him. We see the 18 car, and the smoke is getting worse on the 18.
Normally think of Dale Earnhardt as one of the premier short track drivers, but he's only led 1 short track race this year, and that was at Bristol in April.
And this is Jeremy Mayfield. Jeremy Mayfield, I repeat, in the Kmart car, trying to get by Darrell Walker, Western Auto Parts America car.
This is about 29th, I believe.
And we talked about Ward Burton a moment ago. Gentlemen, he is coming down pit road. Definitely an unscheduled pit stop for the MVNA Pontiac under green flag conditions.
Jerry is down there in Ward Burton's pit. Now what are they doing, Jerry?
Well, Bob, apparently whatever the vibration was, they thought it was an equalized tire, and they changed forward. He went back out. The vibration has come back big time. Ward said the whole car is shaking. I've got to come in and pit. We can't take a chance. They're going to put 4 tires on, and the MVNA Pontiac is down and away.
Losing a lap, however, Ward Burton qualified well, doing not so well in the race. Dale Jarrett, meanwhile, has moved up to 3rd position.
Moved up on Mark Martin, and Mark saw him there and just pulled over and let him go. Didn't really fight him.
Here's how it happened, Ned.
Came up off turn 2, was real close on him. Mark pulled down to the inside, said, okay, it's too early to be doing anything foolish here.
Ricky Craven is in. Here's John.
The crew just completing right side tire change as Jeff Gordon goes by, putting Craven a lap down. Apparently, Ricky thought he had a tire going down. We'll have to check these tires and see if, in fact, he had one going flat or if he, too, had an equalized tire.
Of course, he has to stay under the speed limit on pit road while everybody else on the racetrack passes him. Back now to this battle for 3rd position. There's the 1st and 2nd. Jeff Gordon, your leader, and Jeff Burton running in 2nd. After Jarrett and Martin running in 5th position is Rusty Wallace. Then comes Ken Schrader, Terry Labonte, and Dale Earnhardt. Jeff Gordon, who won this race in the spring, has the lead here over Jeff Burton. There comes Jarrett and the others. We're going to focus back on this battle between Bill Elliott and Dale Earnhardt.
Terry Labonte, who Earnhardt was racing with just a few laps ago, has driven away from Earnhardt and has actually passed Kenny Schrader and has moved up to the 6th spot. You never see that battle is for 8th and 9th.
Bill Elliott, before it made the pit stop, was slipping back a little bit, but now he's in a forward mode, it looks like. Made an adjustment on his McDonald's Ford.
And Elliott now in 8th position as Earnhardt battles back on the outside. I think we need to get an update on why Ricky Craven came in. John Kernan can tell us about that.
Bob, Ricky thought he had a flat right rear tire. Checked the air pressure in it. The air pressure was fine. It was not going flat, so Ricky has told the crew maybe something on the car is bent in because he had made contact with another car out on the racetrack, so they might have had a little bit of a problem with a part of the suspension.
All righty, thank you, John. Looking back from Bill Elliott, back to Dale Earnhardt.
And Kyle Petty has a good run going. He's back in 10th spot. And seems to be closing up on Dale Earnhardt. There we see Kyle.
Started 19th.
Right behind him is Bobby Labonte. Here's Jimmy Spencer and Sterling Marlin.
Looks like that's about it for 15th and 16th. That was 14th and 15th. Derek Cope is 16th.
Jimmy Spencer has moved up 17 positions compared to where he was at this point last year. It's been a good year for Jimmy Spencer, real consistent in the last few races.
Bobby Hamilton, the STP Pontiac, took a look on the inside of Derek Cope, not able to get by. And the 4 cars got some smoke coming out as well. The 18 and 4 very similar when they get back on the accelerator. You see a puff of smoke out of them.
Marlin looking to the inside of Spencer. Sterling has not had a top 10 finish since he was 6th at Pocono 6 races ago. Yeah, there's a smoke.
And a puff of smoke. Very, very similar to the way that the 18 car Labonte is.
Doesn't seem to be affected though as far as
Speed is concerned, no.
Back to Bill Elliott and Ken Schrader.
Again, Earnhardt was racing with Elliott just a moment ago, and you see, looking back from Bill Elliott's car, that Earnhardt has now let the 42 car Kyle Petty go by and is racing with the 18, so Earnhardt's Good Red Chevrolet is struggling.
And Elliott has gone up there and passed Ken Schrader 4 positions, so Elliott now up to 7th. So he's definitely moving forward, where before he was moving backwards a little bit.
Marlin gotten his nose to the inside of Spencer now as Derek Cope runs right there with those two.
Oh, Spencer's running him a high groove.
Sure is. Well, his crew is telling us, Benny, there's no problem on the 4, but that smoke's coming from somewhere. There it is again.
But he makes the pass. And here's Ernie Irvan. He's coming on back up through there. He's back up to 11th now, trying to take over 10th from Dale Earnhardt. What, he dropped back to about 20th?
About 20th spot when he had the accelerator go out. The ignition go out, I'm sorry, a few laps ago. And look at the 18 car is now smoking a little worse through the corner.
The 5 car of Labonte is on the move. He's up to 6th position, and let's take a look at how he has cut in to the interval of Jeff Gordon. We timed 5 consecutive laps, 68 through 72 on lap 68. Labonte was 4 seconds behind Jeff. Now he is 3.5.
Right now he is running behind Rusty Wallace, and he lost a 1/10 of a second that time. And you see Kyle Petty trying to get on the inside of Schrader, and Kyle continues going towards the front.
Of course, Pontiac is on the move. Uh-oh, a little slip there.
Wiggle just a little.
You saw those front tires back and forth, and he said, oops. And Labonte trying to get by Rusty Wallace. Now he's back to where he was 2 laps ago. Now he's gained a 5/100th of a lap, of a second per lap. He gained 5/100ths of a second. And he gets by Rusty Wallace. Now, with clear racetrack, he should be able to close in on Jeff Gordon.
Yeah, he's been gaining on Jeff coming through the traffic, Benny, so he has an awfully good race car.
Bonnie started way back in 24th, and he's up to 5th. Already 80 laps completed. Where is Jeff Gordon? We haven't seen much of him tonight because he has gotten in the lead, stayed there, and really hasn't been seriously challenged, but Jeff Burton is hanging right in there with him. Now 81 completed. Behind Gordon and Burton are Dale Jarrett, Mark Martin, and Terry Labonte. More live coverage in just a moment of the Miller 400. The Miller 400 at Richmond International Raceway. We're watching Jeff Gordon move through traffic and look to the inside. He's being challenged by Jeff Burton. This is the battle for the lead, and Burton's going to get it.
Well, he took advantage of an opportunity there, Jeff Burton. Saw the 11 car go a little bit wide, dipped under him and under Gordon at the same time, and just made a great pass.
Now Jeff Gordon is still hung behind the 11 car, cannot get by. Jeff Burton is able to get by.
Now he's going to clear Dave Marcus and may be able to position himself to the inside of Brett. Yep. But in all that, Jeff Burton has taken the lead, and the 99 car is now in front. Meanwhile, Dale Earnhardt and Ted Musgrave go for 13th.
I'm sure Musgrave has a lot of folks in Family Channel here tonight. They're just down the road at Virginia Beach.
Well, I'm surprised at Earnhardt's car. It was so good this afternoon with Vinny. You and I talked about at the top of the show this afternoon and tonight. Two different stories.
Here's a Fran Field summary. Just moments ago, Earnhardt was running in 10th, and now he's back in 14th. And look at this gaggle of cars.
Jimmy Spencer, the 23, Johnny Benson, the 30, Todd Bodine, 27, Warren Burton, 22, Ricky Rudd, the 10 car. Somebody said that today was Wednesday's birthday. And there's Jeff Bodine in the 7 car. And the one of Rick Mast. All these cars battling for position.
Excepting Warren Burton. He's 2 laps down.
Yes, he is.
made an unscheduled pit stop, as Jerry Punch reported about the vibration he had on that Pontiac.
So Jeff Gordon, who has lost the lead, is now fighting for 2nd position. What has gone wrong with Jeff all of a sudden?
I don't really think there's anything wrong, Bob. He just got in that traffic and maybe used up his car a little bit more than he wanted to there. Although Jeff Burton had hung right with him all along. He's pulling away now, and Jared had hung right there pretty close too. And when they got in that traffic, well, you know, they moved in closer on him. They've been out there, what, about 60 laps on this set of tires. So their tires are beginning to get heated up and cause them to slide around a little bit.
Ernie Irvan has got the wick turned up again. He's taken 7th position, or fighting for 7th position, with Bill Elliott.
That's pretty impressive the way he's able to come back through the field from about 20th spot. He had to, if you just tuned in, Ernie Irvan was running 3rd or 4th in the top 5, had an ignition box go out, and he had slowed, his car quit, he slowed, switched boxes, had fallen back to about 20th, has now worked his way back up to 7th spot.
Takes the position from Elliott. Okay, back to Rudd, Spencer, Jeff Bodine, Rick Mast. His birthday is September 12th, Rudd's is. He'll be 40.
Big 4-0, huh?
Yeah. Just a kid.
Your birthday, huh? September 4th. Were you the big 4-0?
Yeah, many years ago.
I did so. All right, there's a battle. Schrader and Kyle Petty, Bobby Labonte. That's 9th, 10th, and 11th. And throw Michael Waltrip in there in the Sitco car in 12th spot.
And Terry Labonte has gotten around Mark Martin for 4th place.
And the smoke on the 18 car is still visible just about every lap.
I can't imagine what that is unless I don't know what that would be.
Well, they are battling strong here.
Yeah, that smoke seems like it's longer and worse.
Sure looks that way. Kyle Petty.
Definitely 2 groups tonight. Up there on the top is pretty fast.
It is pretty fast. I think that the cars that can stay on the bottom is going to win the race, but you certainly can work some traffic pretty good up on the outside. And Schrader, wow. had to back off, and thank God there was a spot there. Otherwise, it was going to be a wreck.
And Bobby Labonte saw the little bobble that Kyle made, went for the inside, hasn't taken the position, don't think he's going to. In fact, he loses it to Michael Waltrip, or may lose it.
Michael Waltrip be on the pole for the Busch race tomorrow here.
Yep. 1 o'clock Eastern time. Watch it live on ESPN or buy a ticket and come here and watch it in person. There is Jeff Burton, who led 54 laps here in the spring race.
Burton seems to be losing some space to the Jeff Burton, the leader. Is something wrong with his car, Jerry Bunch?
Well, Benny, Jeff Gordon really, the car may have gotten this a little bit loose, but what Ray Evernham has told him that once you've lost the lead, don't worry about it. You've got your 5 bonus points. You got to get a rhythm. You got to just run consistent. If they come by you, that's fine. You'll go back by them later on. You've got to save those tires. Remember how we did it in the spring.
Good advice.
Patience, 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 huh?
Yeah, Evernham's all excited about running second right now, we can see.
100 laps have been completed, and we got a battle here as Kyle Petty and Michael Waltrip are wheel to wheel. Bobby Labonte is following, and Schrader is up front.
And folks, don't you wish you were here so you could see the battles all around this racetrack? You can only show you, what's on the screen, but there's battles all around this racetrack.
And there's one thing for sure, you couldn't buy a ticket for this place if you wanted to. All 85,000 seats are sold for tonight. Back in 1974, they thought they had a big crowd with 16,000 when Richard Petty won the race, and BP was in it.
He was in that race, naturally. Richard beat me again.
Boy, what a great job, though, they have done making this an absolute spectacle of speed here at Richmond.
Morgan Shepherd, looks like the 23 car is falling back. He was racing up about 10 spots before this, further up in the field just a few laps ago.
There's Kenny Wallace, who again lost 5 laps. John Kernan has a report. John?
Well, Jimmy Spencer has a handful right now. He's tight going into the corners, loose coming off of the corners. They told him just try and hang on. Maybe they can get a caution, get him on pit road, make some adjustments to the car, and get the handling right. But right now, Jimmy has a handful.
Yeah, he sure does. And these 4 guys continue to run side by side, wheel to wheel, and nose to tail.
And look at this going down in the corner. Rusty Wallace has moved up past Mark Martin. Ernie Irvan is right behind Mark Martin. Rusty in 5th, Martin in 6th.
Ernie Irvan in 7th position as he comes up and laps the 9-car Blake Speed. Blake running back in 33rd. Up front, it is Jeff Burton who is showing the way here, as 106 laps have been completed. And there is the leader up ahead of Hut Strickland. We'll be back with more live coverage from Richmond International Raceway in a moment, and the Miller 400. Stay with us. Jeff Burton, the number 99 Exide Ford, is leading here at Richmond International Raceway in the Miller 400 with 112 laps completed. There is 2nd and 3rd, Jeff Gordon and Dale Earnhardt, or rather Dale Jarrett, and right behind Dale Jarrett is Terry Labonte.
He has moved up into the 4th spot. Mark Martin will come next. He is a 5th place car, and Ernie Irvan has been able to get by Rusty Wallace and move back up to 6th place.
There's Wallace back there.
Well, I tell you, there's Ernie going right on by Martin, taking over the 5th position. Here's Jarrett trying to take over 2nd.
A couple of cars on pit road, Jeremy Mayfield and Joe Nemechek. Jerry?
Scheduled pit stop for Joe Nemechek. They make a huge adjustment in the right rear in round 1, 2, about 2.5 rounds of bite. Right side tires, they will put left side tires. I was just getting ready to say a moment ago that we're hearing the same 3 words from all the drivers in mind in the pit road, those three words are tires going away. Nemechek is down, away.
Nemechek back out as Terry Labonte has taken over the third position from Jeff Gordon.
Man, he is so good at this racetrack. I'm talking about the 5-car of Terry Labonte.
He is so smooth.
Started 23rd last year and finished second. He started 24th today.
And he's running third.
Jeff Gordon has a bit of traffic ahead of him. Now these cars, Spencer and Presley battling for position for 26th, and they're also battling to stay on the lead lap.
That's more important right now than position.
Yeah, they would love to see a caution right now. Because they don't want to be it. They want to see a caution. But, boy, that is really holding Burton up.
And he's going to try to make it 3 abreast. He's got a run on Presley. He will bypass the 33 Skoll car.
That was a break for him when Presley got a little loose coming off that turn, and he was able to get that run.
Look how quickly Jarrett has been able to close in, though, as Jeff was hung up behind that traffic, and also Terry Labonte and Jeff Gordon.
And Preston now comes back on the inside of the 99 car, the Exide car of Jeff Burton.
There is Bobby Hamilton to the inside of Ted Musgrave, and Hamilton takes over the 13th place. Now Burton gets a lap on Jimmy Spencer. And look at Dale Jarrett. He is within a car length of the leader.
Well, he smells 5 bonus points.
Average speed of the race, 108.2. That is above the race record of 107 miles an hour. 709. 709.
Presley in the pits after he went a lap down.
Terry Labonte just 3/4 of a second behind the leader.
And down to John Kernan, who's in the Robert Presley pit.
4-tire change for Robert Presley. They come around to the left side. Brett Ledine was also in 4 tires. They made a chassis adjustment there. Robert is in. They're waiting. Have a problem with the left rear tire getting hit on. And now finally Robert is away. Jimmy Spencer is in. Remember I told you he had a tight going in, loose coming out. They make a chassis adjustment on the left rear. And Jimmy Spencer getting a 4-tire change. They've allowed an extra man over the windshield to make sure they get the windshield good and clean, completing the left side work on Spencer. As we should see pit road become very, very busy over the next few laps as Spencer's work is done.
So Spencer back out on the racetrack, but again keeping it under the pit road speed limit until he reaches the line down in turn number 1, and Dale Jarrett has taken the lead from Jeff Burton.
We have a new leader in those 5 bonus points you talked about, Ned. There they are.
You got him now.
Here's how it happened.
Going in turn 3, just gets a great run and drives the 88 car underneath and takes the lead.
And now Terry Labonte is right on the rear spoiler of the 99 car.
Here's Michael Waltrip making a move on Kenny Schrader. That is for 11th position.
And in 5, he exposes the inside to the 43 car of Bobby Hamilton.
And Hamilton passes Michael Waltrip. We anticipate about 10 more laps until those running up front come in for a pit stop. We want to make sure that we're here to cover that, so we're going to take a break for you. With 125 laps completed in the Miller 400, it's Jarrett, Burton, Labonte, Gordon, and Irvan. It's Richmond International Raceway in Virginia. It's the Miller 400. There is the leader, Jarrett. Second place now belongs to Terry Labonte, putting Jeff Burton back to third. And right behind him, we have Jeff Gordon and Ernie Irvan. Terry Labonte started this race back in 24th position. Now, since the restart on lap 44, when he was 8th, you you see, he has moved to 6th, then 5th, 4th, and now 2nd.
Slow, methodical procedure towards the front. But there's a car who also has been running awfully fast. Dropped back to 20th spot about 100 laps ago, less than 100 laps ago, and has moved his back up to the 5th spot.
Had to pass a lot of race cars, Benny, to get up there.
Yes, he
15
did.
of them, as a matter of fact, good race cars.
This race back in 1987 was Ernie Irvan's very first NASCAR Winston Cup event. He finished in 29th position.
Made a lot of changes to this race car. I'm talking about the 28 Havoline Texaco car just before the race started. It looks like they're certainly working because it's been about 100 laps since they've been in the pits, and he's still, after fighting through all that traffic, still maintaining a terrific speed.
John Andretti's in the pits in the RCA Ford. Gets his service and heads back out. He'll feel a whole lot better once he gets those new tires on the car. And here comes Jarrett into the pits.
And also Jeff Burton. Jarrett and Burton both dip into the pits for scheduled service here on the 134 lap mark. Here's Bill Weber.
This a little earlier than they'd expected Jeff Burton, but he followed the 88 car down pit road. They were ready. 4 tires, fuel. They talked about making a small chassis adjustment with some wedge. Down to Jerry Punch.
1 round of air pressure in the front tires, 1 round of bite in the left rear. Jarrett complained the car was loose coming off the corners. Those are the only adjustments. Left side tires going on. The quality care Ford. And Labonte is also on pit road, and Jarrett's car is out of the way. Here comes Rusty Wallace on pit road, and Jeff Gordon is also in, as Rusty now is in the pits. The Miller crew go to work right side tires, cleaning the windshield. They are pitting about 6 or 7 spots from the end of pit road. Jeff Gordon pitting all the way at the end. Now left side tires on Rusty Wallace's car, and now left side tires on the DuPont Chevrolet of Jeff Gordon. Ernie Irvan now on pit road, the Texaco car. Pit stop as Ernie Irvan now gets progress on his car, number 28 Texaco Havoline Ford. Mark Martin is in front of you, Bill Weber.
This will be 4 tires for Mark Martin, and they will make a chassis adjustment. 2 rounds out of the right side of the Havoline Ford. Right side tires on, working on the left. Ernie Irvan still sits on pit road directly in front of Mark Martin. Now Ernie's away, the 6th away. Lightning quick stop for the 6th car.
So there goes Ernie Irvan back onto the racetrack. Several others making pit stops as Ernie builds up some speed. Bill Elliott is in the pits, or coming in the pits. Jerry, he's going to be heading down toward you.
And Bob, 45 miles an hour. That's the speed on pit road. The Big M comes down pit road to McDonald's Ford. Mike Beam and company now scamper across the wall. They haven't said anything about an adjustment. Yes, they are going to make an adjustment in the track bar in the right rear. Right side tires, they clean the windshield, they clean the grill. Now they come to the left side of the car. Jack being rolled beneath the car. Lug nuts off. 1 tire, 2 tires off. They made a slight adjustment in the right rear. It's full of grill. And Bobby Labonte comes down pit road. Bobby Labonte now gets left side tires, and he is down and away in the Interstate Battery Chevy.
And through all these pit stops, Jeff Gordon has taken over the lead. He just went around Dale Jarrett a moment ago. They came out bumper to bumper out of the pits, and now Jeff Gordon has passed Jarrett. So Jeff Burton, did I say Gordon? Jeff Burton is the guy that's in the lead in the 99 car, but Jeff Gordon is right on his bumper.
He sure is. Terry Labonte isn't very far behind. Neither is, Jarrett and Labonte both.
Now right in front of Jeff Burton is Dale Earnhardt. And Earnhardt came out of the pits. He was able to, now he's coming back into the pits.
That's Ward Burton.
Oh, that's Ward Burton. I beg your pardon. The black car coming in there. But anyway, Earnhardt is almost a lap down in 25th position.
And Jeff Gordon has taken the lead from Jeff Burton.
You saw it here on the front stretch. Jeff Gordon goes back into the lead. We've had 8 leaders so far tonight, and Jeff Gordon has led the most of the first 140 laps. Jeff Gordon leads the Miller 400 NASCAR Winston Cup race at Richmond International Raceway. After 145 laps, there's second place Jeff Burton with the lap car of Robert Presley between them.
He just did put a lap on Robert Presley, but look right in front of Jeff Gordon. As we went to way to break, he was gaining on Dale Earnhardt. He now has right behind him to put the Goodrich Chevrolet down a lap.
Bill Elliott came in for a second time as we watch Dale Earnhardt still maintaining his position on the lead lap, but only just a few car lengths ahead of the leader, Jeff Gordon.
Now, I was watching this as they was making this tire change. Watch the left rear guy. The jack gets out of the way. The left rear guy is, the tire's going on. He picks the gun. The left front guy is done. The jack now looks to the left front. He doesn't look. You see, he doesn't look at the rear. He just lets the jack down when he looks to the front. And Elliott drove away with lug nuts off the left rear. Had to come back in and lost a lap.
Oh, that's too bad. Puts him back in 29th position, 1 lap down. And he was running up in the top 10.
Here we see Jeremy Mayfield, 37 cars, going a lap down to the leader.
Jeremy running in 21st position, so now there are 20 cars on the lead lap. Here are Michael Waltrip and Ken Schrader, and they're contesting the 9th position. Schrader to the inside, but right now Waltrip holds him off, and now we see Gordon trying to put Dale Earnhardt a lap down, and that would be quite an accomplishment.
Man, oh man, but not able to do it. Not able to put him that lap down. And you know Earnhardt is going to run as hard as he can to stay in the lead lap.
Earnhardt in the spring race finished in 31st position, never led. He was 71 laps down in the end.
Had a brake problem here in the spring. Jimmy Spencer, the Smoky Joe car, goes a lap down.
He's in 20th position.
Not so fast there, BP. Well, yes, he is a lap down now.
There they are side by side again. Hey, Bobby Hamilton's come up to also join this little battle.
That's 9th, 10th, and 11th. You pick 9th.
And once again, Jeff Gordon makes an attempt to put Earnhardt a lap down. I thought he was going to get him, but Earnhardt had a certain burst of speed there in turn 3.
He's really driving that car in the corner hard, trying to stay in the lead lap.
And I'm sure Ray Evernham's telling him, hey, don't be smooth now. Don't do anything foolish. Yeah, it's nice to put him a lap down, but don't take any unnecessary chances. Don't spin those tires. Earnhardt's fighting him, giving him room.
Dale Earnhardt hasn't won a race in 19 events since Atlanta. His career average is 1 win every 7.6 races. Since '84, Earnhardt has only gone more than 19 races without a win one time. That's when he went 23 races without a win in '91 and '92.
Look, here's Jeff Burton coming up on the outside. He saw Earnhardt was able to hold Gordon off up there, so he said, let me just see if I can pass up here.
He may be taking the lead here.
And that is for the lead.
About that. Jeff Burton goes outside and takes the lead from Jeff Gordon. Meanwhile, these guys are still on the march. That is Irvan and Rusty Wallace, and that side-by-side battling helped these guys.
Yes. While Jeff Gordon was trying to get by Dale Earnhardt, these fellas running nose to tail was able to close the gap some between the leader themselves. But now Ernie and Rusty Wallace going to run side by side for a while.
That's 5th and 6th. Ernie has a nose out in front for the 5th position. But here comes Rusty back. They're on the ratio a little bit today. I'm not going to give it to you. Ernie's got that inside groove, which most of the time is the groove here. There he slips out in front of him. That's what he wanted, was to get clear so he could shoot out towards that wall.
John, give us an update on the 3 car.
Well, on lap 133, Earnhardt pitted for 4 tires. The car was also loose, so they took a rubber out of the right rear, and this is what it looks like, about a quarter of the rubber. That should help tighten the car up and make Earnhardt be able to stay on the lead lap. I guess out there on the racetrack right now, it's working so far, right, guys?
So far, yeah. As a matter of fact, there's a little bit of racetrack now between Earnhardt and the leader.
I think Dale Earnhardt found something when Jeff Gordon came up there and got on the inside of him. He found out how good his Chevrolet would run up in a little bit higher groove. He was running right down on the bottom where everybody else is running, and he found out, hey, this thing will run up here in this other groove, and he's been able to pull away just a little bit.
We can see that he's been able to put a car length or 2 on Jeff Burton by running a little bit higher, as Ned Jarrett said.
There's 3rd and 4th. And what's the discussion about down here?
Well, Ray Evernham down talking to the Budweiser car. I guess they're asking him what kind of adjustment can we make on the car, since he does have some responsibilities for the 25 car. I suppose they're trying to find out what kind of adjustment they can make on a pit stop.
He is the team manager for the 25 as well as the 24, so yep, he still stays involved.
And Jerry Punch has more.
Hey guys, in medicine we have what we call a consultation, where you call in another doctor and ask him to sort of help you with this patient. That's exactly what's happening right now. That's the patient. That's Kenny Schrader, the Budweiser Chevrolet. And here's the consultation. Ray Evernham and the Budweiser crew member coming up to ask Ray, hey, here's what Kenny is saying. What should we do with the air pressure? And Ray said, here, I'll tell you what. Why don't we try this? Let's make an adjustment here with the air pressure, here with the wedge, maybe here with the track bar. You take it back to your pit, and next time you get a chance, maybe it'll help them out a little bit. Basically, it's a pit stop consultation happening among team members.
How about that? You can see that Schrader's running back there in 9th position, but they'd like to figure out how they can get him up a few positions.
He was really good at first of the race. He took off towards the front, but then after their tires got heated up, here's Earnhardt about to go a lap down as Jeff Burton pulls on the inside.
Watch him driving in turn 3, and watch, he's got those brakes on fire. You see that left front rotor glowing red? But Burton's making a better run than Gordon was able to. He might be able to have him.
He'll take more of a chance. He'll drive in deeper than Gordon would have, because Gordon's got a championship to think about.
Right. Yep. Rusty Wallace back in 6th position.
Starting 10th, working his way up to 6th.
Mark Martin coming up on Rusty now. Mark's running in the 7th position. There's the 5th place car. Ernie Irvan.
And Earnhardt still will not make.
There we go.
And
He's
watch
gonna
Burton
come back
slide
to the
high and
inside.
come back to the inside. He couldn't quite do it. Burton got the bike coming off the turn.
So Dale Earnhardt, running in 19th position, goes a lap down. 18 on the lead lap. The last car on the lead lap is Sterling Marlin. There's Brooke Gordon seeing her husband Jeff in 2nd behind Jeff Burton.
If it hadn't got loose, if it hadn't broke traction, if I hadn't overcorrected, it wouldn't cause such a reaction. If we had to equalize the time, if the motor hadn't expired, we'd change suspension, we'd have paid more attention to the weather and the tune. Hell, maybe it was the moon. If we hadn't got caught up in traffic in the turn, well, I do believe we could have won that one. Could have won that one. Well, I do believe. Yeah. Oh, we could have won that one.
I'm in the wall.
Oh, yeah.
Well, Dale Jarrett could have won that Winston Select Million, didn't, but as we pointed out last week, he did gain some points in terms of the championship, and that's his next goal, to win the NASCAR Winston Cup Championship for 1996. In this race, well, Dale Jarrett is running in 4th position. By the way, that music was from Lonnie Hillard, and you can buy that CD And all the proceeds go to a very worthy cause, the Winston Cup Wives Auxiliary.
Dale Jarrett lost that third spot just a moment ago as we break to Terry Labonte. There we see the 43 and 25, and they're battling for the 9th spot.
Meanwhile, Jeff Gordon is putting a lap on the 4 car.
And Jeff Burton has already passed the 4 car and put him a lap down. So
the 4 car, Sterling Marlin, just like Dale Earnhardt, struggling tonight, trying to find the right combination. And we see Bobby Hill in the 77 car, the Jasper engine Federal Mogul car.
35th place, 2 laps down is Bobby Hill.
We have another report from John Kernan on the 3 car of Earnhardt, who is in 19th spot, John.
Well, Bob, I just talked to the crew. Dale is complaining the car is loose going into the turns, loose coming off. He says the toe needs to be reset. Early in the race, he got into the 11 car, and the crew tells me now that must have knocked the toe out just a little bit. So Earnhardt loose in, loose off.
Did not see that, but certainly accounts for why the car isn't working very well tonight.
And sometimes the front tires just hit each other. We would not be able to see that. And when they do, they'll bend the tow rod, tie rods, I'll get it out in a minute, and bend the toe in.
Easy for you to say.
Or toe out.
Terry Labonte in 3rd place. And Dale Jarrett. Ernie Irvan.
Johnny Benson, I saw him go by, realize he's now in 11th spot. So he's got a great run going. Ooh, and Warren Burton gets a little loose. And there's his little brother, Jeff Burton, going by. There he is.
So
there's Johnny Benson as he takes over the 10th position now from Schrader, or tries to. So whatever Ray Evernham told the 25 crew, they need to get it done as quickly as possible.
Yeah, they haven't made a pit stop yet, so they can put it to work.
Benson trying his best to get by, can't quite make it.
They're about 2/3 of a lap behind the leader.
Only 5 laps under caution here in the first 175. We've had 8 different leaders. Jeff Gordon has led the most. And the fewest number of laps of a run under caution, 12. That was back in 1982.
Oh, yeah, this thing's going green all the way. I can tell that right now. Once you get the cars strung out around the racetrack, you can go green flag for a long period of time. These guys hate to see caution flags because they jam the cars back up, and then you're going to have more caution flags.
Well, Bill Weber, what are they talking about down in the 99 pits?
Well, I'll tell you, they're listening, and they're doing a lot of cheerleading, Bob. Being down here in this 99 pit, it's a lot like going to a high school football game, and the home team's about to pull the big upset. They are really thrilled. Jeff has just talked to Buddy Parrott. He says the car is even better than it was before. They're talking about making a slight air pressure adjustment when they make their next pit stop. But Jeff is happy, and the crew is thrilled. As for his teammate, Mark Martin, Mark is having what I would call a typical Mark Martin run. He's hanging around near the top 5. He'll probably be strong at the end. His car is a little bit loose right now. And I'll tell you one thing, the Busch race was supposed to be last night. We talked about this in our meeting this afternoon. Those Winston Cup guys that run the Busch race usually learn something for the Cup race the following day. Mark is in that Busch race, but they haven't run it yet. So maybe you can see right now the advantages that you can pick up on a Saturday normally and use on Sunday. Mark runs a lot of those races, gets a lot of information that they put in the Cup car for the following day.
That Busch race, again, we remind you, is at 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. You can see it live here on ESPN.
Well, now, vice versa. He can learn something from the Winston Cup car tonight that he can apply to the NASCAR Busch car tomorrow.
It was not raining here last night. They decided to postpone the race for several very good reasons, one of which was there was no power to a lot of places, including some local hospitals. So in the interest of safety for everybody, they decided to postpone the race. 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon here on ESPN. Lots of seats available here at the racetrack, so come on out and see it.
Now there's 17 cars on the lead lap. Ricky Rudd is running in the 17th position in the car number 10, and you can see Jeff Burton coming up on him there. So might not be long until Ricky Rudd will go a lap down.
Joe Nemechek is already 1 lap and now 2 laps down in 31st position.
Boy, that 99 car is working. Look at him. You don't mind making it 3D. Man, oh man. Ricky Rudd said that won't be smart to go in there 3 deep. He backed off, which was a smart thing to do.
Jeff Burton's best career finish was here in the spring. He finished 4th. Actually, he's duplicated that 3 other times, but Jeff Burton is looking so good here, nearing the halfway point of the Miller 400. Jeff Gordon running in 2nd, followed by Terry Labonte, Dale Jarrett, and Ernie Irvan. We'll be right back in just a moment. ESPN Speed World welcomes you live to Richmond International Raceway in Virginia for the Miller 400. And it's being brought to you by Firestone, America's tire since 1900. By the more than 1,400 AutoZone stores across America. AutoZone, the best parts in auto parts. And by Burger King, where you can get your burger's worth. Speaking of Burger King, the 87 car of Nemechek came in for a pit stop during the break. He's 3 laps down in 38. There is the leader of the event, Jeff Burton. How about the Thursday night football game? Dr. Punch will be there as the Miami and Rutgers game goes off at 8 o'clock. The 11th ranked Hurricanes of Miami, led by quarterback Ryan Clement, and the Scarlet Knights of Rutgers, always having a good team. That's Thursday night, 8 o'clock. Doc, tell me a little bit about this game that you'll be working.
Hey, Bob, we opened up big time this past Thursday night in Nashville, Tennessee, and Vanderbilt gave Notre Dame all they could handle. What a great one that was. We're hoping that Miami and Rutgers, playing at Rutgers' new stadium on campus, should be quite a game come Thursday night, 8 o'clock Eastern time. Hey, speaking of games they're playing here, Kenny Schrader's problem is a little more complicated than you ordinarily see. A lot of times the driver will say, I'm loose in turn 1 or I'm tight in turn 1. The reason they came up and asked Ray Evernham what to do is Schrader's problem. He says, going in the turn, I'm loose. In the middle of the turn right there, I'm tight. Coming off the turn, I get real loose again. What do I do? That's what they're trying to fix. That's why they had a consultation a moment ago.
Schrader has fallen back to 11th position. That's where he started.
And Kyle Petty right behind him in the battle for 12th spot. Nemechek made that pit stop, and we can see that those fresh tires, he's going someplace now.
Boy, it feels so good, doesn't it? You come in and get those fresh tires on that car.
Coming up to the halfway point, gentlemen, as the $10,000 halfway award will be going out momentarily. And that Fram Field summary will show you where everybody is running, but Jeff Burton has just taken away the $10,000 halfway money. Burton leading at halfway, Gordon 2nd, and Terry Labonte is 3rd. Here's the battle for what, Ned?
9th and 10th. The 2 Pontiacs, the Pennzoil Pontiac of Johnny Benson and the STP Pontiac of Bobby Hamilton.
Did you say that money was paid by Gatorade, Bob? Did you say?
I did not, but you are absolutely right.
They're the people that give the $10,000, so we'll give them a little pop. There's Dick Trickle driving another car from the Richmond area, the base in the Richmond area, and also the sponsor, Heilig Myers Furniture locally. He is 25th right now, 1 lap down to Jeff Burton.
Chad Little, the only car officially out of the race. He was involved in a wreck very early on with John Andretti. Let's check on 3rd and 4th here. There they are, Terry Labonte and Dale Jarrett. And Jarrett gets a run here and takes the position. Well, that was timed well.
Wow, that was pretty good, wasn't it? He took that spot away easily.
Our director, Mike Wells, he knows when those things are going to happen.
81 car, Kenny Wallace just made a pit stop, and we can see what those fresh tires did for him.
John Kernan with a report on Terry Labonte.
We're about 65, 70 laps into this green flag run on this set of tires, and just a couple of laps ago, Terry Labonte radioed in, told his crew chief Gary Behart, hey, the car has gotten just a little loose. So he sees Dale Jarrett come up on his rear. Terry just didn't fight it, let DJ go right ahead. Now he's got to hang on to the car. They'll make another adjustment trying to tighten that car up on the next pit stop.
And now DJ has a couple of guys running side by side up ahead of him. Well, he goes to the inside and passes Musgrave, and now we'll try to get by Kenny Wallace in the 81 car. Musgrave 17th, 1 lap down. The 24 car, there he is. That's Jeff Gordon, 2nd position at the moment. And what's the interval between Gordon and 2nd to the leader, Jeff Burton? That much racetrack. You know, the winner of 3 of the last 4 Miller races here at Richmond, 3rd. The winner has come from 3rd starting position. Jeff Burton started 3rd tonight.
I'm told that Robert Presley in the Skoll car maintained a sideways approach to turn 4.
That's a nice way to put it.
Oh, and he about lost it again. So is he have a tire going down, or is he just trying to get away from the car?
Makes you wonder.
Well, let's see how much he maintained that sideways position in 4 here.
Comes off the corner, nails the gas, and I thought he maintained it more than that, but he didn't.
It looked like he was at Terre Haute, where we were last Wednesday night on the dirt.
And we know that he wants to get going as quick as he can, because right behind him is the leader. There he is.
He's in 28th place, 1 lap down, Robert Presley is. And there's the leader coming up on him. He'd be 2 laps down. Ricky Rudd has passed the leader, regained, got back in the lead lap. Remember, we saw him lose a lap a little bit ago, so it's 16th position. Ricky Rudd is running in and has gotten back around the leader.
Boy, he would sure like to see a caution now to allow him to go clear around the racetrack. Presley's still loose out there, isn't he? All right, let's check on Dale Earnhardt. He's in 22nd position, Dale Earnhardt is. The 30 car of Johnny Benson is doing very well. He is 9th.
And putting a lap on Dale Earnhardt.
He started back in 34th, Benny.
Yes, I tell you what, Johnny Benson, the last 10 or 15 races, that whole entire Pennzoil crew, they've been doing one bang-up job. Benson doing a great job driving. Doug Hewitt and the crew also doing a great job.
He certainly has climbed up in the points from 34th to 22nd in the last 9 races.
Johnny, a rookie this year. He will be the rookie of the year in NASCAR Winston Cup racing this year. So getting used to his crew in Winston Cup racing, and as they get used to each other, doing better.
Doug Strickland in the 8, the Circuit City car, racing Earnhardt 4th position. So Earnhardt will drop back to 24th now. You see the brakes on Earnhardt's Goodrich Chevrolet. Cherry red. Nemechek goes by Earnhardt. That is not for position. As a matter of fact, he will go by Hut Strickland as well.
Remember, Nemechek was just in for tires not too long ago. Here comes Bobby Hamilton to the inside of Earnhardt now. That is not a battle for position either.
Hamilton, the STP Pontiac, is on the lead lap, currently shown in 10th spot.
Jimmy Spencer is on pit road. He stopped a little bit earlier before than most of the other leaders. And so is Robert Presley on pit road too.
Robert saying, thank God they brought me in, I can get some fresh tires.
He was slipping and sliding.
We're about 15 laps now away from the pit stop, so we're going to take another break. And in Richmond International Raceway in Virginia, celebrating its 51st season of Major League Auto Racing. And we have some great racing going on here tonight in the Miller 400.
Derek Cope, the 12 car, the Badcock Home Furnishings, just went by the 25 car, took away 12th spot. Spencer, Smoking Joe car, just made a pit stop. He's out there on fresh tires, so he can pass everybody with ease as he does Derek Cope.
Spencer is 3 3 laps down in 36th position. Kenny Schrader is still trying to get a handle on his problem and can't wait to get into the pits.
That's an understatement.
John Andretti is rolling out of the pit area. He's made his stop as Morgan Shepherd now comes up on Kenny Schrader. Let's see, Morgan is a lap down, isn't he? This isn't a battle for position.
That's correct. He's 26th. But the car behind the QBC car, Jeff Bodine, is in the lead lap. And looks like he might be gaining on Schrader. That would be for the 13th position. Right now, 15 cars in the lead lap.
there.
Ricky Rudd still maintaining the position in front of the leader, Jeff Burton.
Still there.
Kenny Schrader's best finish here at Richmond.
Clear high.
The spring race of '95 when he finished 4th. And now here is Mark Martin, who is in 7th position, and he got a little loose coming out of 4 that time.
I missed that. Let's see. Hey, we've got a replay. He comes off the corner between 2 cars, and oh yeah, let me steer that thing back to the right a little bit. Catch that back in, and now we'll continue on.
He gets his heart started again.
And there's Ricky Rudd in 15th place, Benny, but Jeff Burton is moving in there. That 99 car, heavy traffic. Now there's Jeff Bodine that is running in 14th place. Jeff Bodine is. So Rudd fighting to try to stay ahead of the leader. At the same time, trying to make up some ground. It looks like Jeff Bodine's going to move down to the inside and 3 deep to go in there. Jeff Bodine backs off and Ricky Rudd takes over the 14th position.
And again, John Andretti there in the 98 car is passing everybody because he just came in for fresh tires.
Exactly. So right now, Jeff Bodine in danger of going a lap down to the leader of the race.
He is 15th. Won't be too long till we'll be seeing pit stops by the leaders.
And Jerry has a report on Dale Jarrett running 3rd.
Guys, about 15 laps ago, Todd Parrott told Dale Jarrett, if you'll move down about half a lane, you will pick up some time. And that's exactly what he did. He moved down to half a lane, and he was catching Jeff Gordon. Of course, Jeff Gordon now comes down pit road here at 45 miles an hour. This is a scheduled pit stop. Gordon's car was tight in the middle of the corner and loose coming off. They're going to make a 4-tire change, and likewise, as Gordon is in the pits, I just heard a moment ago, Todd Parrott tell Dale Jarrett he should come down pit road. That's indeed Gordon getting the windshield clean. Right side tires on. It will change all 4 tires. Meanwhile, Dale Jarrett's crew waiting on the quality care Ford Thunderbird. Left side tires now going to the 24 car, the DuPont Chevy. Here is Dale Jarrett now down pit road. As Gordon is down and away, we will go back and watch Dale Jarrett pit stop. He had a little bit of a problem with the car being loose. Right side, right front and right rear on. It will put left side tires on Dale Jarrett's car. And our leader, Jeff Burton, is also on pit road. And Bill Weber, he's right in front of you.
45 miles an hour. He has to fight traffic coming down pit road. A real chess match going down here. 88 returns to the race. 4 tires for the 99. Mark Martin slides right by. Jeff Burton getting left side. Terry Labonte is in. Let's go to John.
Terry Labonte leads. They had a little problem with the left rear tire. They also made a chassis adjustment in the left rear, but other than that, it was fairly routine.
And that little incident there on pit road could be of significant value.
That could be very, very significant. The contact that Burton made with the 25 car could be a killer for him because he's going to lose several positions. We see some damage on the nose of Schrader's car. I don't know if it came from that contact or not.
Let's take a look at it again. As Burton was going out, Schrader was coming in.
Burton in the pink hood, the X-side car. Left side goes down, the work is complete. He drives away, and guess what? Schrader is stopping for his pit.
Boom.
No, that was not the damage. Schrader did not hit the front of his car. But Burton had to stop. We see all these cars, Terry Labonte, Dale Earnhardt, get by, and there comes Ernie Irvan pretty close behind.
Dale Jarrett may have a problem, Doc.
Well, Bob, the car is okay. Here's what Dale Jarrett said a moment ago. Just prior to the pit stop, we were covering the Jeff Gordon stop. Dale said that he has a blower trying to blow cool air into his helmet. Well, apparently the blower hose has come off, and it is blowing hot air in his face. Jarrett said, listen, I am cooking in here. I got to do something. I'm going to pit this time. Unfortunately, they didn't get it fixed, and so now Jarrett is saying this heat is going to take it out of me in a hurry.
Wow, if it isn't one thing, it's something else, huh?
And there we see Jeff Burton, the former leader of this race, trying to get by. There we see Todd Parrott as he tries to figure out what he can do to cool his driver down. There his driver is, Dale Jarrett.
Well, he got caught up on the outside of some traffic there, and several cars got by him in that heavy traffic. But he did the right thing. Like we've seen several of the drivers running up towards the front tonight. They'll back out of it when they get in those tight positions.
So right now, after all that, Jeff Gordon is the leader of the race. Bill Elliott has not stopped, or stopped earlier, is running in second spot. Now Labonte is in third spot.
Labonte is in this group of cars. It also includes Rudd and Earnhardt and...
Wow, that is a lot of race car. That looks like a restart, Vinny.
Yes, it does. Looks like a wreck looking for a place to happen, doesn't it?
That's the truth.
Looks like the faster line is coming up.
And there goes Ernie on the inside of Terry Labonte. And Bill Elliott knocks him back to about fifth spot. He lost 3 spots before you can say don't do it.
Now remember, Elliott hasn't stopped yet this time. He had to come back in the other time, so he got a lap down, but he's back on the lead lap. He needs a caution right now, but he's going to have to stop here before too long.
Rusty Wallace currently running back in 7th position after this round of pit stops. There he is, and boy, when you talk about short tracks, you automatically think of Rusty Wallace, and we wonder at this point when he might, if he does, make his move. There is the onboard camera of Mark Martin, who is, of course, right behind Rusty. That's 7th and 8th on the racetrack at the moment. Top 5 are Gordon, Irvan, Labonte, Burton, and Jarrett with 238 of 400 laps completed. Welcome back to Richmond International Raceway in Virginia, actually located in Henrico County here. 51 years of Major League Auto Racing. Ted Horn won the first event here October 12th. 1946. Right now it is Jeff Gordon up front. He's 5 seconds ahead of Ernie Irvan, and a slick pit stop, BP.
Well, a slick pit stop and a slick decision on when to make that pit stop. As we see Bobby Hamilton, the STP car, trying to get a lap back right now. He's currently in the 12th spot, 1 lap down, or whichever is in front. Oh, and Hamilton really zings her down in there. We saw he slammed on the brakes, almost upset the car.
Bill Elliott now making that pit stop. We talked about he'd have to make.
But anyway, Jeff Gordon pitted when he had a good, clean pit road. There was no other car. There we see Elliott in the pits. Jerry punches there.
Well, they tried to hang on and maybe hope for a caution flag, but they couldn't risk it. They were going to run out of fuel in about 2 laps. And they'll change right side tires, left side tires, and Elliott sitting on pit road will go a lap down to the leader, Jeff Gordon. Left side tires going on to McDonald's Ford Thunderbird as Gordon flashes by. Elliott is down and away.
So Bill Elliott goes out. Jeff Gordon's pit stall is the very first one down toward turn number 1, and look how clean it was as he came down.
I mean, there's no traffic whatsoever. There he comes. Walks it down through there to his pits, and the crew, let's give this a credit, they did a great pit stop. Nobody, he drives in 10 pits before his pit. He's able to get lined up. And there he is on the racetrack in the lead by 5 seconds.
We talked about Rusty Wallace being the king of the short tracks. Well, Jeff Gordon has been a whiz on the short tracks this year. He's leading right now. Now, what happened after Jeff pulled out?
Yeah, look, all these cars on pit road, and we saw Jeff Burton, the leader of the race, making some contact with Kenny Schrader as he came out.
There goes Jarrett out.
There goes Jeff Bodine out. But look at all the cars back there. And all those cars do cause some problems. Obviously they do, because he has about a 6-second lead on Jeff Burton.
And here's where it got real confusing, Benny.
Jeff Burton, the Exide car, the former leader of the race, he starts to lead. Kenny Schrader's coming into his pit. Some contact, Burton has to stop, and he loses position to all these cars.
Meanwhile, Jeff Gordon was on the racetrack at this point, pulling away.
But now then, Jeff Gordon's car seems to be slowing down, isn't it, Ned?
Yes, it is. He's under Ernie Irvan is less than 3 seconds behind him. That 5-second lead is evaporating in a hurry. A number of cars have passed him, so I don't know if he's just taking it easy in that heavy traffic or what the situation is, but Ernie Irvan has definitely cut down on that lead.
And there is the on-track lead that Jeff has. It's definitely shortening.
That 43 car, Bobby Hamilton, we saw just a moment ago, he passed Jeff Gordon and drove away from him.
Yep.
And Ricky Craven passed him also and has driven away from him.
And once again, the interval from first back to second. Here's another on-track AutoZone interval report. And Irvan reduced the interval from 4 seconds to 2.4 laps, 2:47 to 2:51. And look at the lap times, much faster for Irvan.
You know, Jeff Gordon's lap speeds are all consistent, but they're all consistently slower than Ernie Irvan's.
I think that he was in some real heavy traffic, some people fighting to get laps back, and I think that he left them and didn't want to get overly excited in that traffic, because as we pointed out, it's so easy to get in trouble. So he might have just said, okay, I'm gonna find me a spot right here to run where I'm not too close to anybody else, and even if I lose part of that lead.
And again, the key word down there is patience. Jerry?
Bob, you're exactly right. You know, every lap in the spring we were here, Ray Evernham talked to his drivers, said, be patient, get your rhythm, and take care of the tires. Now, what's going on with the 24 car? Ray Evernham said, Doc, we're a little tight in the middle of the corner, and we're a little loose coming off. The track will to us if we're patient. So we just have to be patient.
And that's another factor. You can just hope that the track and the car will come to you after a few laps.
He's run a few laps because we see the fellow's been fighting the steering wheel. If that's a loose condition, coming off the corners, the back end jumping out, a loose condition. And Jeff Gordon, in a few laps, his car will lose some of that tightness and will start getting looser and looser.
This is the onboard of Jeremy Mayfield as he comes in for a pit stop. He's running 23rd, a lap down, and now we'll lose another on the pit stop. We're watching a Heinz 57 field summary, by the way. We're on lap 257.
And now we see the 43 car of Hamilton, who has driven away from Gordon.
Still again, only one car officially out of the race. That was Chad Little. Well, one guy who was on cruise control for a while there in the lead was Jeff Burton. He's back in third position now. Bill, what's the story there?
Well, it was a little tense down here after that exchange on pit road. Everyone was concerned about how that Exide Ford was going to handle. But it's worked out all right. Jeff Burton's car is running well. He's moving back toward the front. His crew chief, Buddy Parrott, just told him, be patient. You're gaining on the leader. The only change in Burton's car, it's now a little tighter in the center of the turns than it was previously. But they're happy and they're excited, and they think they might have a shot at that first win that we talked about earlier tonight.
So easy to knock that sheet metal in on the tire, and I thought sure it probably happened when he and Schrader collided on pit road, but no evidence of that right
There's
now.
no smoke off the fenders where the tires might be rubbing. I don't think he did any damage at all to the Exide car.
There is fourth and fifth, Labonte and Jarrett. Now back to seventh position, Rusty Wallace. And the 30 car just moved up to sixth position, so Rusty may be having a problem here. Let's take another break at the 261 lap mark at Richmond. Jeff Gordon continues to lead the Miller 400 here at Richmond International Raceway. In 5 short track races this season, Jeff has come on very, very strong with 2 wins, 5 top 5s, earned the most points of anybody on a short track, and has an finish of 1.8. His worst finish on a short track this year, 3rd.
Wow. Now he's beginning to open that lead up on Ernie Irvan. He's almost back to 4 seconds now. You'll see the difference as he comes up on the 12 car, several others. Ricky Craven, there's the 28 car coming into the picture. Almost 4 seconds behind. And it's not going to be too far back behind until we find the 99 car who's running in 3rd place. Irvan seems to be, he might have slowed down a little bit from what he was running there a little bit earlier.
The next side car appears to be running okay. And there is Terry Labonte, who's in 4th, and right behind him is Dale Jarrett.
Well, they've been racing all night.
They have, since the drop of the green flag.
Well, after Labonte caught up to the front runners.
Right. Johnny Benson having a good run. Started in 34th position and is currently running in 6th place.
Might be the fastest car on the racetrack right now.
He just might be.
Check him out here.
Rusty Wallace does not seem to be gaining much ground. He's been back there in 7th and 8th position now for quite a few laps and just doesn't seem to be cutting into anybody's interval. Jerry, what's the crew saying?
We're really not saying anything at this point in time as far as Rusty's problem. The concern is that Rusty said he's just having to basically handle the steering wheel. You're riding along with Rusty inside the brand new PC2 car, his first outing, the second Penske test he built in-house at Roger Penske Racing South. And Rusty doesn't look to be fighting the steering wheel too much, but Robin said the car has just gotten loose, and Rusty just has to be able to hang on so we can get him in here and make an adjustment.
Since this track was reshaped and refurbished in 1988, Rusty Wallace leads all drivers with 5 wins here. Jeff Gordon coming up on the 33 machine of Robert Presley once again.
He has been in some heavy traffic here for the last little while.
And Jeff Gordon is having all kinds of trouble right now. He's trying to get by Robert Presley and the 41 car, Ricky Craven. The 12 car was just in front of him a minute ago. The 12 is now a half straightaway in front of him.
If points were awarded right now, Jeff Gordon would be the new points leader in NASCAR Winston Cup competition, but only by a single point over Labonte. Jarrett would be 3rd, Earnhardt 4th, and Martin 5th.
But Dale Jarrett just passed Terry Labonte, and that would be 5 points more that he would have than what that graphic would have shown. But points aren't awarded right now.
That's right. We got a long way to go, as a matter of fact. 125 more laps.
Jeff Gordon's lead has shrunk to 1.6 seconds when he got in that traffic.
Dale Jarrett coming up on the 22 of Ward Burton. Back in 31st position, Ward is.
Ward is 3 laps down.
Right now, Bill Elliott trying to get a lap back from Jeff Gordon, and Elliott takes the McDonald's Ford by.
Of course, Elliott has fresher tires. He was among the last to pit.
And when he made that pit stop, he went 2 laps down. So now he is 1 lap in the distance around the track behind Jeff Gordon.
Let's take another break. 276, TechNet 277 out of 400 completed here at Richmond. Caution is out for only the 2nd time this evening. 281 laps completed. Robert Presley hit the wall up in turn number 2, drove away, but it gives the opportunity for pit stops. Here's Bill Weber.
And this could be the final round of pit stops. 24, 28, 99 stacked on your screen. 4 tire stops, but fuel will be critical. You've got to get every ounce of fuel you can. Jeff Burton is getting his tires down to Jerry Punch.
Top of your screen, Jeff Gordon's Rainbow Warriors, right side tires, middle of your screen, left side tires on Ernie Irvan's car, and bottom of your screen, Jeff Burton on the left side in front of you, Bill.
Working on the left side, the 99 cars away. They made an air pressure adjustment on the right side. Ernie beat him out. They're heading for the 24. The 30's also out.
Johnny Benson beats the 99 car of Jeff Burton out. Wow.
How about that? Only a 19.5-second pit stop, though, for Jeff Gordon. And he's going to maintain the lead here. Now everybody else coming in here on the main straightaway. Benson, really good pit stop. Hey, look how busy pit road becomes here now.
Yeah, there are only 11 cars on the lead lap. All the rest of them are coming in now.
We're under caution because of an incident that occurred up in turn number 2 just a few moments ago. Robert Presley is in the pits getting service, and this is where he was moments ago.
He spins, he goes up and just barely touches the wall with the rear of the Skoll car and was able to drive away and come back to the pit area.
So under caution for only the second time this evening here at Richmond. We'll be back with more live coverage of the Miller 400. Looking back from the pace car onto the field, which is awaiting the green flag. That's Jeff Gordon that you see right behind the pace car. He is the leader of the race. Well, last weekend at Darlington, South Carolina, one of those memorable weekends. Dale Jarrett going for the Winston Select Million. Let's check the highlights as we visit Speed Racer highlights once again. So Jeff Gordon, our speed racer of the week last week, and look at the points before Darlington. Gordon 114 behind Labonte, Jarrett 127, Earnhardt 198. Their finishes at Darlington, Labonte finished 26th while Jeff was the winner, and Jarrett and Earnhardt had decent runs. And now after Darlington, as we come here to Richmond, Jeff only 24 behind Terry, 91 Jarrett behind 91, and Earnhardt 161 behind. The gain on the leader, Jeff Gordon picked up 90 points at Darlington, Jarrett 36, and Earnhardt 37. Here's John Kernan quickly.
A 4-tire change for Johnny Benson, who lines up fourth on this restart as Jeff Gordon gets off the gas. A 20-second stop for Johnny Benson. This car, 4 races so far this year, 4 top 10. So this team knew that they would be near the front tonight.
Doing a great job out there, keeping up with everybody else. The top 4, they head into turn number 3. Here's 3 wide action. Oh, Schrader sliding up the track.
Schrader decided he did not like that 3 wide action going in the corner. Backed off. Now he's on the inside of Ford Burton.
And Jeff Burton, the only one among those on the lead lap in this little battle here.
Burton gets alongside his brother, Ward. He goes by, and then he'll watch as the 25 and 42 run side by side.
They're battling for 13th position. The 25 and 42 are Schrader and Kyle Petty. Terry Labonte in the mix also. He's in 6th place. Back up front, it is still Jeff Gordon, but not a great deal of distance between Gordon and 2nd place Ernie Irvan. There he is.
Ernie Irvan has been clearly one of the fastest cars all night. Now he has clear racetrack. The leader's in front of him. Let's see what he can do.
Take a look at our Budweiser race recap. We're on record pace. 105.559 is our average. And Jeff Gordon has led 162 laps so far. We've had 13 lead changes and only 2 caution periods, totaling 16 laps. Lap leaders, we have had 8 of them. Along with Gordon, Jeff Burton, Dale Jarrett, Bill Elliott, Dave Marcus, and Mark Martin, Ernie Irvan, and Terry Labonte have each led 1 lap each. Out of the race, that list is pretty short, only Chad Little.
Made some contact with the turn 1 wall early on in the race. He and the 98 car of John Andretti made some contact. Looks like Ernie might be gaining that.
I just had the clock on Jeff Gordon, and he turned to 22.76. That's the first time I've clocked a car tonight that's been under the 23-second bracket, and Ernie Irvan is gaining them, as you say.
Ernie knocks that interval down now to about 2 car lengths at best. Johnny Benson in 4th position. We look at him from Huck Strickland's vantage point.
Johnny Benson had a great pit stop. He was running about 6th place. We gained 2 spots on the pit stop. Now back up front, we'll see what Ernie Irvan can do with Jeff Gordon. He's caught him.
Yep. Less than a car length now.
And he gets a nose up there.
Yes, Ernie Irvan goes to the lead. We've got exactly 100 laps to go. Ernie takes the lead on lap 300.
Now then, do you suppose that some of these cars might try to stretch?
I'll bet there's some that can go the distance as far as fuel is concerned. They'll be slipping and sliding on those tires, but I'll bet there's some that can go on fuel.
And Terry Labonte is probably the one car I would think right away that could go the distance.
I'd say that's a pretty good guess.
Bill, what's the situation with the 99?
Well, this has been a true team effort down here tonight. They didn't have their greatest pit stop last time. Jeff Burton got on the radio before the green flag came out and said, don't worry about the last 2 stops, guys. I know you can do it. He also was on the radio earlier, and he told his crew, if there's anybody in that pit that doesn't think we can win this race tonight, you're wrong, because we can and we are going to win. He's getting great help from his spotter. He's getting great coaching from Buddy Parrott. Right now he's trying to get back to the front and maybe pick up that first win.
Well, I thought Michael Waltrip was going to lose it there out of turn 4.
Looked like he was going to right in front of our Winston Cup points leader, Terry Labonte. Everything is okay. The 43 car stopped on lap 189. All the other cars stopped on 281. The 43 car, Bobby Hamilton, stopped on 289 and topped off. So he is going to try to make it all the way for sure.
And he is on the lead lap at 11th position. Now Rusty Wallace makes a bit of a challenge here toward Terry Labonte. And Joe Nemechek has gone behind the wall.
Yep. Here's Rusty going on the inside of Michael Waltrip.
Michael's running 13th, 1 lap down.
See Derek Cope back there in 8th spot as he tries to close in on Rusty Wallace. Has Mark Martin behind him.
Derek's had a good run tonight. He has been up in the top 10 or 12 all race long, it seems.
He's done a good job of keeping the car on the lead lap. He almost went a lap down one time.
Less than 100 laps to go now. Ernie Irvan has taken the lead from Jeff Gordon and stretched out the advantage just a little bit. Back in 3rd is Dale Jarrett, followed by Johnny Benson and Jeff Burton.
28 car, the leader of the race. Ernie Irvan said they can only run 105 laps on fuel. They're going to have to run 119 laps if they make it. Now, some of those laps were on caution flag, but he's going to have to run at least 112, 15 laps.
Oh, here's trouble right here.
Jimmy Spencer is in trouble here in the...
But no caution yet. He's got it corrected and headed on down the track, and here come the leaders going by.
Wow, well, Ernie Irvan would like to have seen a caution there. That would have allowed him to come in and get the necessary fuel he needs, but it didn't happen. Jimmy Spencer slid through the infield here in front of us. No caution.
Okay.
So let's continue our discussion of who might be able to make it. How about the 24? Well, let's first take a look at this little incident down here, right beyond the start-finish line.
Messed up that pretty grass there, Jimmy Spencer, but he held on to it, was headed in the right direction when it quit spinning, and got right back out on the racetrack.
Here's the battle for 5th position, Jeff Burton and Terry Labonte.
He pulled right up on his back bumper as they come off of turn 4 and head into turn 1. Burton is 5th, Labonte is 6th. I bet you Terry Labonte's one that can make it.
Yes, I'm sure he can. I wouldn't be surprised if all the cars can't make it except, say, the Yates cars. And they probably will try to make it because the rest of them are going to try to make it. And Terry Labonte takes over that spot.
And now Rusty Wallace challenged by Derek Cope for the 7th position, and Cope has it. All right, well, let's talk about this fuel situation with the guys down the pits who know. Doc, what's your deal?
Well, let me tell you about the 24 first. Now, Jeff Gordon can make it on fuel. Ray Evernham is concerned about tires. He just told his young driver, he said, Jeff, let it roll into the corner and drive it off. Very easy, save the tires. The 24 can go on fuel. Now, the 88 car, Todd Parrott said, I don't think so. I don't think we can make it. We probably can go a little further than the 28 car, but I don't think we can make it. We're going to need to stop maybe with about 5 to go. Let's go to Bill Weber.
Had a brief conversation with Larry McReynolds. I didn't have to ask the question. He knew it. He looked at me and he said, I think so. But he wasn't very convincing. In fact, I don't believe the 28 car can make it. But they're going to try. You can bet on that. As for the 99 car of Jeff Burton, before the green flag came out and those cars came back down pit road to top off, Buddy Parrott told Jeff, don't worry, these guys are going to top off. And he asked his gas man, tell me we're going to be all right. The gas man said, we are going to be fine. Tires are a concern, and they're telling Jeff, easy on the brakes. Down pit road to John Kernan.
Johnny Benson Jr.'s crew chief Doug Hewitt says that they are very close. They maybe are within a lap or two. I'm back in the garage area now with Joe Nemechek, who's pulled the Burger King Chevy behind the wall, and the crew's gone to work. Joe, what happened?
I'm not really sure. I think we broke a valve spring a little bit earlier, and then it just felt like the transmission broke the main shaft in it or something because it just quit going. Hey, we've had a tough year, but we're still here.
Joe Nemechek in the garage area right now. Once again, Johnny Benson within a lap or two of making it the rest of the way.
And Joe Nemechek becomes only the 2nd car to drop out of competition. He and Chad Little. Laps continue to click down. We've now got less than 75 remaining. And another Napa field summary for you. Johnny Benson, look at that, started way back in 34th. And here are Michael Waltrip and Ken Schrader. Now these guys are both a lap down, but it's still a battle for 12th spot. There are 11 cars on the lead lap, and Schrader and Waltrip battling for that 12th spot.
And there's another car right behind them, Ted Musgrave, in car number 16. He also is a lap down. He's in 14th position, so he'll get up there and battle them for that position. Michael Waltrip now has taken away that 12th position.
And also Ricky Rudd is 1 lap down in this tussle for position also.
They see Hutch Strickland there in front of Rudd. He is 2 laps down, being shown in 23rd position.
Rudd had to take a provisional, get into the field. It hasn't been all that bad a race for him, considering that. He is up to 15th, but Rudd, of course, also up there in the point standings in 6th going into this race.
Ernie Irvan still leading, but Jeff Gordon is there, but they better look in their rearview mirror because Johnny Benson is coming.
Yes, he is.
He'd gotten about 3 seconds behind, and he is coming on.
We will track that for you. We're going to take a break right now, but Johnny Benson may be the fastest car on the racetrack right now in 4th position. Back in a moment. 335 laps completed, and Dale Jarrett running 3rd, Jeff Gordon 2nd. There's the leader, Ernie Irvan, as he comes up on Dave Marcus. But Johnny Benson is coming right up on Dale Jarrett.
Yes, he's been gained on him. He had gotten almost a straightaway behind, but there he is. He has just about caught them.
Those last 3 laps have been better for Benson than for Irvan, and that's where he has gained the 0.3 of a second.
Of course, they're coming up on some pretty heavy traffic now.
As a matter of fact, the leader, Ernie Irvan, has 2 cars side by side directly in front of him. There we see the Lake Speed car and Bobby Hillen car. They better get this position figured out pretty quick, because here comes Ernie.
Yeah, man, that's something you don't want to see, man. When you're leading that race and you see 2 cars up there running side by side, say, which one do I want to follow? Okay, Lake Speed now gets around to Bobby Hillen, so they get in single file.
And that is for position, Ned. Back in 31st, both of those guys, Speed and Hillen, 3 laps down.
Right now we see Dale Jarrett has his hands full with Johnny Benson.
Yeah, Benson has come up there, has caught him. He's going to take a peek on the outside. Nothing there. But he is there now. He's there on the outside, and Jarrett's going to let him go. Jarrett's conserving fuel right now, in my opinion. That's all
speculation.
All speculation. And Terry Labonte is coming up on the group as well. He's not out of this thing by any means. See it there? Look at that.
Yep.
Old Terry's sneaking right back in there. Boy, he just does it so quiet and easy.
Interval between 1st and 3rd. Benson now 1 second. Or make that 4. Now 3rd.
What you got to do now is conserve tires and fuel. And I think we got a couple of drivers that are doing that. Jeff Gordon is one of them. I think BJ's one of them. Terry Labonte's not hurting his tires back there. He can go.
Jerry, Dad says that DJ's just conserving and can go the distance. What do you hear?
Remember the old half-hour show called Father Knows Best? Well, it still applies there tonight. Father knows best. He knows exactly what's happening with Dale Jarrett. That's exactly what Dale is doing. Dale let the 30 car, the Pennzoil Pontiac, go. He knows the only shot they have is to make it to the checkered flag, and to make it, he has to conserve fuel. And that's exactly what he's doing. What about his teammate, Ernie Irvan? Bill Weber?
The message from Larry McReynolds to Ernie is very simple. Be smooth, save fuel. That's all.
And I guess that's just about the only thing you can do on a track like this. Now, they're on a road course. They would short shift and do all things like that to conserve fuel. But here it's just being smooth, I guess.
It is being smooth.
Yeah, when you plant that foot in the accelerator wide open, when you start off with this corner, that puts a rush of fuel into that carburetor. But if you just feather it in, then it takes lesser fuel. And you do that, a couple of times a lap, you can save a good bit of fuel.
57 laps to go. Here's your Heinz 57 field summary.
And one of those positions has changed already as Labonte goes by Jarrett, moves up to 4th spot.
11 cars on the lead lap.
And Johnny Benson is looking on the outside of Jeff Gordon. Look at Benson go. Go Speed Racer.
This is for 2nd position. Benson on the outside of Jeff Gordon, and he's going to take the spot.
Yeah, Jeff's not going to fight him too hard. He's saving tires too. But Benson's smooth there, so I haven't seen him abuse his tires. Speed will abuse them, but
Ernie Irvan working some traffic now. He's gotten under Wally Dallenbach.
Now this is what will cost you those tires situation, getting in that traffic, getting down on the inside, having to mash the accelerator to drive around someone. Now that'll abuse the tires and also use some fuel.
Johnny Benson closing in. Benson, of course, has never won a NASCAR Winston Cup race in his rookie year. Back with more in a moment. We are back at Richmond, and we're watching a battle for 1st position. Johnny Benson challenging Ernie Irvan for the lead.
And the Pontiac has not led a Winston Cup race since Johnny Benson led the Brickyard, led the most laps at the Brickyard, 400.
Yep.
He wanted that lead badly. And it's the big opening there. Ernie missed the corner, but he was not able to capitalize and take over.
Johnny Benson's only start here in Winston Cup was, of course, early in the year. He finished 37th. John Kernan.
Well, they're right now in the position they want to be. Johnny following Ernie, hoping Ernie makes a mistake and he can get around him. I asked Doug Hewitt, I said, hey, the way Johnny's coming on, it doesn't look at all like he is trying to conserve fuel. And his crew chief Doug said, well, we conserve fuel for a few laps early. They get the numbers back from the fuel man, and Doug says, hey, it is still going to be very, very close. Just gave me a big smile, but I got a feeling that they're probably going to be able to make it.
We shall see. Meanwhile, we've had a change for third position as Terry Labonte passes teammate Jeff Gordon.
And here goes Benson. He's on the inside of Ernie Irvan for the lead.
Down the backstretch they go, and Ernie holds off the challenge for the moment. Benson has run Busch Grand National here at Richmond, has a 15th, 6th, 3rd, and 3rd place finish. He gets a run on Ernie every once in a while, but just can't make this pass stick.
And meanwhile, right behind him, we see the Pennzoil crew watching all this, standing on the wall, watching TV, seeing what's happening. Go, man. But right behind him is the 5-car, Terry Labonte.
Yeah, he's just creeping right up there on him.
43 laps to go.
Well, Cresta was just in the pits. They're still calculating fuel there, Bob. It looks like this Doug Hewitt, crew chief on the Pennzoil Pontiac.
Got their calculators out, huh?
That's a scoring marker that we're seeing beside of Doug Hewitt.
I think they just refigured it and said, yep, he's got enough. Ernie Irvan now working heavy traffic again with Sterling Marlin alongside and Darrell Waltrip up ahead. Meanwhile, the points leader, Terry Labonte, is back there looking on.
Haven't said anything about DW tonight. He's sitting there running at 20th position. He's 1 lap down, about to go 2 laps down.
Once again, we get confirmation from Johnny Benson's crew. They continue to say it's going to be very tight as to whether he can go the distance. 40 laps to go. Now Labonte looks to the inside of Benson.
And Benson's car is starting to wiggle, Ned.
Dale Jarrett has dropped back, but once again, it could be that he's in a conservation mode. There's Jeff Burton right behind him. That's 5th and 6th.
Yeah. And it looked like Jarrett's car is wiggling a little bit there now, too, so I don't know. Maybe he's not conservative.
And Benson's going to lose second spot. Well, not quite. And the 3 abreast. Oh, boy.
Look out.
Boy, you don't see Terry Labonte drive much more aggressive than that. He just drove her on down in that corner. Of course, he had that inside groove. He hasn't led tonight, has he? So he wants those 5 bonus points.
Yeah, he has.
Oh, he has?
Yeah.
Okay, led 1 lap, didn't he? Okay.
Jeff Gordon has clinched the 5 bonus points for leading the most. He led 168 for the evening. And so far, Ernie Irvan has led 61. Jeff Burton has led 113. Terry Labonte goes to 2nd, passing Johnny Benson. So it's Irvan, Terry Labonte running now 2nd, and Johnny Benson 3rd. Back with Richmond, at Richmond in just a moment. 34 laps to go, and the caution is out, and so this fuel thing goes out the window as Ward Burton has hit the wall in the backstretch, and this is how it happened off of corner number 2.
Comes off the corner, just gets the car loose, slides down, and bam, on the inside wall.
Almost head on to that inside wall, and you can see how much damage it did to the MB&A Pontiac.
So all that figuring as far as fuel is concerned is for naught, because everybody will be coming in now and getting fresh tires and the needed fuel to go the rest of the way.
It'll depend a great deal on who makes the best pit stops here, so let's go to the pits.
John Kernan.
Benson is in. It'll be a 4-tire change in fuel. They were talking about loosening the car up a little bit, just a little bit tight. But then Johnny said, no, leave it the way it is. Let's go down to Irvan's pit and Bill Weber.
This saved them. I really don't believe they could have made it without another stop. Ernie would have ran out of fuel. 4 tires stopped. Very routine. Fuel is in. Down to Jerry Punch.
Gordon would have made it on fuel, but the tires were completely gone. They were lucky to see this caution flag. They wanted to see the yellow. As they come down pit road, 28, the 5, 24, and 99 as they cross the stripe at the end of pit road.
Wow, that could have been the race right there, and how they came out of the pits.
And Johnny Benson comes out of the pits in first place.
How about that?
Wow.
Wow.
Let's take another look at how they came out. Here comes Benson down with Labonte right beside him now. Irvan pulls out. They come to the line. Benson is there first.
Looks like Ernie's going to be second, yes. And it's a tie between Labonte and Gordon. I guess
Labonte, yeah, he looks like his bumper's maybe a little farther across that white line than Gordon.
So that's the way they'll be lined up for the restart when we go back to green. We are cautioned again for an accident in the backstretch involving Ward Burton. 369 to the 400. Laps completed in the Miller 400. We've been green for less than a lap. Johnny Benson has the advantage over Ernie Irvan, Terry Labonte, Jeff Gordon, and Jeff Burton.
And they're 3 abreast for second. Down in the first corner is Ricky Rudd trying to get a lap back. Here comes Gordon trying to get on the inside of his teammate. That's the battle for the third spot.
Boy, Gordon got a great run off the second corner, pulled alongside Labonte in the backstretch, and takes third position coming out of corner number 4. So Gordon to third now, chasing Irvan and Johnny Benson. Might we have a first-time winner here tonight?
He's had a good car all night long. Has come from far back.
The race here in the spring is called the Pontiac Excitement 400. And I'm sure the Pontiac people would be very excited if Johnny Benson could pull this off. But as we can see, he's got 24 laps. And Jeff Gordon in that 24 car, the DuPont car, looks like he is coming, Ned.
Yes, he is. He is right down on the bottom of that racetrack, and now he doesn't have to worry about fuel, doesn't have to worry about tires, and here he comes on the inside of Ernie Irvan, trying to take over second position.
Boy, Ernie zigs it down in the corner, but Gordon sticks on the bottom. Comes off.
Man, Labonte came out of the corner awful hot, too. Wheel to wheel into 3. Gordon, half a car length advantage off the corner, and Jeff is now second.
Here comes Ernie trying to get back on the inside.
That's the best thing that can happen to Johnny Benson is for those guys to race back there side by side.
And Ernie Irvan just will not give up that second spot. He again battles Jeff wheel to wheel.
And Benson said, if you guys can do this about 20 laps, I know a trick. Looks like Ernie has a spot. He does have the spot.
I think Jeff wants the inside. Very short amount of time on the 3/4 mile track here at Richmond.
Less than 10 minutes under green flag conditions.
And Ernie, he's there. He's looking.
He may make a bid for the lead into turn 1. Yes!
Boy, he drove that thing deep, didn't he?
Man, he sure did. Ernie Irvan retakes the lead from Johnny Benson. Buddy Parrott has been chosen as the Western Auto Mechanic of the race for Jeff Burton's number 99. Congratulations, Buddy.
They've had a great run, currently in 5th place. Led a lot of laps.
There's Jeff. Jeff has led 113 laps on 3 different occasions during this race. Now we're watching Jeff Gordon again make a bid for second this time. He's trying to take it from Benson, and in the first turn, does it.
we've got a, and looks like Dick Trickle is spun down in the corner, and yeah, he's got the car going, but the caution flag is out, and I don't know who won the battle for third spot back to the line.
I think Benson did. Also involved in that incident over there in turn 2 with Dick Trickle was Ricky Craven in the 41. But again, a caution. Gee, we went so long here without any caution at all. Now we've had 2 in the last few laps. Here is the battle to the line and the caution. And Jeff is going to go second, and Benson, I believe. Yes. By just about a wheel. So it's Irvan, Gordon, Benson, Labonte, and Burton. 17 laps remaining here at Richmond. Back under green here at Richmond. And Ernie Irvan continues to hang on the lead. He's got a lap car between himself and second place Jeff Gordon. The real battle back there for third spot as Benson and Labonte and Jeff Burton and Dale Jarrett are in a line.
There goes Burton down on the inside of Labonte.
Now he's got to depend on Schrader to get going.
Dale Jarrett sitting back there watching all this happen. Now Jarrett gets to the inside of Labonte as Burton goes inside of Benson.
And takes third spot away, and I'm not sure that Benson will hit the wall back there. I believe that Benson made contact with the wall as he came off that second corner.
He's fighting it coming off the fourth corner.
And Dale Jarrett gets by, takes a spot away.
Burton moves up to third, Jarrett to fourth.
Labonte fifth, and Johnny Benson all of a sudden is back to sixth position.
Well, he was up there fighting for the lead. He was leading this thing not too long ago.
Yep.
Less than 10 laps to go.
There is the leader, Ernie Irvan, who won here at Richmond in the spring of 1994.
I think he likes his position with the Ford between he and the Chevrolet of Jeff Gordon. Right now, Ernie seemed to be pulling away a little bit.
And Ricky Rudd, the 10 car, the tire car, the lap down. Now he moves over, lets Jeff Gordon go by.
Okay, so now there's no cars between the two teams.
Jeff has 8 laps, 7.5 laps actually to catch Ernie Irvan.
Now we see Dale Jarrett coming on the inside of Kenny Schrader. He tries to close in on Jeff Burton. That's third spot, third, fourth, and fifth. Terry Labonte is fifth.
You know Schrader's not going to fight Labonte long there.
So both Jeff Gordon, second in points, Dale Jarrett, third in points, are ahead of Terry Labonte, the leader in the points. If they were awarded right now, Jeff Gordon would only be 4 points behind Terry Labonte in the battle for the NASCAR Winston Cup in 1980-96. And we've got less than 6 to go.
And Jeff Gordon began to close in a little bit on Ernie Irvan once he got around Ricky Rudd. He's going to be there before this race is over.
5 to go.
Johnny Benson is really struggling. He's back in 6th position and is about to lose that spot to Rusty Wallace. And Bobby Hamilton now is going to pull up to challenge Benson. That's 4th position.
The 12 car for position, the 6th. All those guys are battling for position.
But meanwhile, Jeff Gordon continues the advancement to Ernie Irvan. It's less than 2 car lengths separation. 3 laps to go when they hit the line this time. Ernie Irvan looking for his second NASCAR Winston Cup win of 96. Back in the pack, here's Hamilton to the inside of Benson. A 4-car battle for position, 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th. And Benson with a wiggle loses to Hamilton.
Ooh, they touch and touch again. Martin just sitting there looking at that and say, I just need someplace to go.
And back in turn one. Jeff Gordon, he's closed up. He's on the back bumper with a lap and a half to go.
Whoa, don't go away. Who's going to win it? He got out.
Gordon almost made the contact with the wall.
Way high coming out of turn number 2. Let's see if he makes a bid in turn 4. Gordon tries, bobbles, doesn't quite flag out. One more lap to go. Irvan now stretches it out a little. Gordon has another run on it, though, on the low side of turn number 2. They're down the backstretch, and Gordon cannot make any headway. It looks like Ernie Irvan may have him. They're in the third and fourth turns again. Gordon closes in. Here they come off the corner to the line. It's Ernie Irvan winning the Miller 400 over Jeff Gordon. Jeff Burton third, then Dale Jarrett and Terry Labonte. Here's Bill Weber.
With winning crew chief Larry McReynolds and a very happy bunch. Congratulations, that's a great win.
That was a great race, you know. I mean, Jeff Gordon raced us clean. We knew he was coming, and, you know, we hated to see whoever caused the caution. I think Ward Burton have problems, but we needed that. We was not going to make it on fuel, and them Chevrolets could, and it's just a great day for everybody involved. And, Linda, I got to go to New Hampshire tomorrow, but I'll be home on Monday.
Your second win of the season. Do you ever think you'd get to?
Long way away from August 94, ain't it?
Congratulations, Larry McReynolds and the Texaco Haviland bunch goes to victory lane.
Ernie Irvan started 16th, picks up his 14th career win here tonight. Ernie Irvan has won the Miller 400 in victory lane, getting a cool, refreshing drink. Now he's out of the car, and the 85,000 fans here stand to cheer for the man who won his second race of 96 tonight. Here's our McDonald's Winner's Circle interview with Dr. Jerry Punch.
Well, he gets a big hug from Kim and Ernie. Man, all I can say is watching those last 30 laps, what an effort.
Well, I tell you, you know, we had a great race car, and you know, we were on the long run, you know, before, and just trying to make sure we saved tires, and everybody started catching me. But when they had 30 to go, and Larry said, "You don't have to save no tires no more." I said, "Okay." So we had a great car.
I heard Larry every lap say, "Save fuel, save fuel, save fuel." I don't think he told you, but he told the crew, "Hey, we can't make it."
He never told me, but I was saving it as much as I could. He knew that I'd save tires, you know. We had a great race team, you know, this Texaco Haviland Ford Thunderbird, and, you know, everybody that's involved, you know, it's just unbelievable what they've been able to do for me.
What about Gordon those last few laps? He was leaning on you. He was doing everything he could to get around you, but try to go over you. I mean, maybe a half a car length at most at the line.
Well, that's it. You know, I mean, you know, me and Jeff raced real clean, and, you know, that's what Winston Cup racing's all about. You know, I mean, he could have took me out and, you know, probably won the race, but just don't really feel right like that.
Ernie, we told everybody at the top of the show, this was the final car, the last car to get pushed onto the starting grid, that you weren't that good in the final practice. They changed everything on the car, springs, shocks, gear, timing, and what a difference.
Well, we changed a few things. We didn't change all that much. You know, it's just we had to go through our notes and see what we had that was going to be the best, and Larry made a great choice.
Hey, congratulations, my friend.
Thank you, man. I tell you, I appreciate it. Appreciate all the fan support, and we're going to get some more.
Ernie Irvan looks fresh as a daisy, not believing he ran 400 laps on a hot night in Richmond, Bob.
It's his 4th career short track win. It's the 12th win for Ford this year. That ties them with Chevy. Ford retakes the manufacturer's lead. Back in a moment. Welcome back to ESPN Speed World live coverage of the Miller 400 from Richmond International Raceway in Virginia. Being brought to you by Chevrolet. One car company has won more races in the history of NASCAR. Genuine Chevrolet. By Smooth Busch Beer and Easy Drinking Busch Light. Busch, the official beer of NASCAR. By McDonald's on the track and in our restaurants. Just watch us cook. And by the NASCAR Story. To order, call 800-71-NASCAR. Here's Bill Weber with second place Jeff Gordon.
And just inches off Ernie Irvan's bumper, and now just 4 points behind Terry Labonte. It was a great finish to watch.
Well, it was fun where I was sitting too. I didn't think that we could get that close to Ernie. He started sliding around there. Of course, I was sliding and hanging it out just to get up to him. But yeah, it was fun. You know, I poked my nose in there. Sure, I probably could have you know, drilled him one time. I tried to race him as clean as I could. He was fast all night, but we were real strong on short runs, and I was really glad to see those cautions. And, you know, really coming in this night, we just wanted a good, consistent, you know, you ask for a top 10 or a top 5 and you'll be real happy. And second, I'm just ecstatic. I mean, it's these 38th and 40th. You know, those are the things that we can't afford to have right now. And we didn't have any problems tonight. Good pit stops, led a bunch of laps, so I'm thrilled.
You never said points, Jeff. Points.
Well, you know, there's still enough races left where we do our job. The points come with the job.
Okay, that's Jeff Gordon. Only 4 back at Terry Labonte to Jerry Punch.
Career best finish for Jeff Burton. Jeff, you didn't mind seeing that final caution come out, did you?
No, we needed that. We needed some long runs to be able to get our car going. Earlier, we were better on short runs, and later in the race, we were better on long runs. I don't know. It's a little strange. We've played around with air pressure, only a half a pound, and it's hard for me to imagine a half a pound makes that much difference, but I guess it does. We needed that last caution. We got a little help from some lap cars there at the end to be able to move up a couple positions, so we're pretty happy with tonight. We're a little disappointed with third, but I'm proud of my team when we can be disappointed with third.
How about that 4th in the spring and 3rd here in the fall? This guy's going to love Richmond, Bob.